If you want this to be your daily reality and work for the UN, here's how you can do it. So the most common entry point, it's going to be an internship. But even if you're not there and you're like mid-career or something, this whole explanation works the same. There are mainly 3 ways through which you can achieve this. First, through member states, then through the UN Secretariat and UN agencies. I'm going to talk about in this video how you can get through member states because this was my experience, and in the following videos I'll delve into the other ones. So every member state has its own offices outside the main headquarters. So most of the countries do provide this type of internship programs. The eligibility and requirements obviously vary by country, but the most important requirement is at times that you have the nationality of the country you are applying to. Obviously, some countries are flexible on that and don't require this, but I would say like 90% of the times, they do want you to have their nationality or be a resident or whatever, I don't know. So I believe that going through your own country is a good starting point, and it gives you an advantage because you are competing with this limited number of people. Like, I'm competing with people who are from my country, which is, okay, it's 10 million, but it's not gonna be always 10 million. But if I were to go through the UN Secretariat or the UN agencies, the number of people I was up against is the whole world because they don't have this nationality requirement. So now, how can I materialize this into actually going there and working for the UN? Well, you obviously have to keep an eye on your government's website and if they do provide these internships or not, because if they don't, there are other ways you can do it, and you can also look into other programs that they might provide. But yeah, for me, the process was very smoothly. They didn't actually, because they have 2 types of internships. And the one that I applied to, they only require that you were studying in a Portuguese university. So for example, I knew people who had Brazilian nationality, but were studying in a Portuguese university, so they were able to do this. So obviously, if we're not talking about internships or other entry-level career options, if you want to go through the member state, you have to go through the diplomatic career. So most of the times you will have to go, in the case of Portugal, is that you have to go through the diplomatic exam, you have to take a bunch of exams,